Camera's weird. Really weird. But oh, that's a camera. All right. God bless you this afternoon. It's about 1:10 p.m. here in Pittsburgh on June the 11th. This is DeRoy Cruz. This is your Life Applications Officer. I want to talk about a part 2 of the video that I did yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Don't matter, because you don't care. You don't care. I recently listened to one of my most combative critics on YouTube, and I watched him do some interviews this week. There's this idea going around that you can judge, and it's funny because when Christians open their mouths, people are very quick to say, do not judge. But when a Christian says anything else, when a Christian decides to break it down and address situations on a human level, human standpoint, address situations from a moral standpoint, and we obviously want to argue what morality is to suit us. You know, if you're already in a illicit relationship and you think that you can do that and separate that from your job life and separate that from your religious life or whatever, you don't want some Christian knucklehead coming in there telling you that this and that is wrong, right? But I'm listening to my critics, my subscribers. Again, my subscribers are not really my subscribers. They're a hate group that comes to my channel pretending to be subscribers. And all they do is comment. They don't really watch. Watch! W-A-T-C-H, my videos. They don't. They just talk. Run their mouths. Or should I say run their fingers. It's funny to me how someone can take my videos, put them on their channel, and talk to me. But I guess if I watch their videos each time, every time, and isn't that the biggest distraction? Isn't that the biggest distraction, that I'm trying to talk about Jesus, I'm trying to talk about Christian ethics versus the pathetic so-called ethics of the world. But I'm being distracted by what I have planned to do video-wise because I have to keep going back to this person's channel and debating with him or her about what I said in my last video because they want me to think that they don't understand what I'm trying to say. Or they want me to think that I said something and I didn't realize I said it. And it was wrong. And it doesn't matter the fact that I'm a Christian. It is my job to say certain things. And no matter how I say it, there is no way for you to come back and say, oh, that's the right way to say it. No, if this is wrong, if I say it is wrong, and you say it is right, it doesn't matter how I say it. Because you said it's right, I said it's wrong. So it doesn't matter how I say it. I could call it all kinds of lingo. It doesn't matter. It's wrong. And I see it as wrong. So I see it as wrong, and now this is why I'm divorced. This is why I'm gay. Because I see this is wrong. When if I want to be gay in 2022, like I said in the last video, why not just be gay? Why do I have to go through all this Christian BS? Wouldn't I get better subscribers and wouldn't have to go through this crap right here if I would just come out as gay? I got enough gay people who would love me to join them. I can show you. It would be easier for me to come out as gay. Okay? In 2022, even Christians that are supposedly gay can come out of the closet. Why do I need to address what I feel is wrong about it if that's who I really am? Why do I need... okay, so I'm trying to come out as gay by addressing what's wrong with gay and what's wrong with transgenderism. I'm trying to hide and cover up my own gayism. Okay. 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 I've made an ass out of myself many times in the past. I'm 56 years old today. I've made a joke out of myself in the past of accusing people because the only way for me to wrap my head around what's going on with them is to accuse them. And I've learned the hard way, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. I'm not addressing people in the world based upon my feelings or based upon me having a hard time wrapping my head around what they are doing and why they're doing it, as much as I'm claiming that they are wrong for what they do. For whatever reason they do it. Oh, you need to get out there, Mr. Cruz, and have conversations with people. Just because if I go out there and have a conversation with a murderer, that doesn't mean that him murdering people is justified. If I go out there and have a conversation with a prostitute, oh, well, I can understand why you need to sleep with all these people and charge them money and you can't go get a real job. I understand now. I listened to your sad story for 3 hours, okay, 6 times this week. I get it. Does that mean that you're righteous now because I've had this conversation with you? Does this mean you're righteous for being a prostitute? It doesn't matter to me, the little tiny little corner streets. What matters to me is that this is going on and what it's doing to our children. the influences that it has on America. That's my concern. I don't really care why. Just like I tried to do a video a week ago or more, a little bit over a week ago, about where, okay, I'm having this conversation, even though it's via YouTube, I'm having this conversation when Ben Shapiro is having a conversation with a former trans dude, it would be in her case, who converted back to being normal. Sorry, folks, but that's what that is, normal. She went from being a tranny boy to being normal. And she explained that transgenderism is based upon depression. And it's based upon the same crap that comes to my channel, my YouTube channel, which was really fascinating to me. Fascinating to me. All these people coming and saying all this stuff. And you're like, what's this have to do with the price of tea in China? Okay? And this is what led this girl to be trans, because all these people, and then you got this little side group over here that said, hey, we accept you. Come with us. And you might want to cut your fingernails and let hair grow out of control on your body and take some medication, see a doctor, become a tranny. And then you can really hang out with us. And they fooled her because she did. She did. Lack of parenting was there was no parenting there. And there were no moralists. There were no people there on the sidelines to say, hey, sweetheart, no. Okay? People of spiritual decision. Why? Oh, there it is. Okay. People of spiritual decision. People of spiritual decision, the day that you were born, well, I take that back. The day that you begin to listen to your parents and the people around you in your world and listen to what they had to say, the day you begin to look at television and put two and two together, the day that you begin to go to school and do math, go to school and read and write, and you started putting two and two together. Okay? You started making spiritual decisions right then and there about love, which you cannot see. You started making spiritual decisions about friendship. You start making spiritual decisions about God. You started making spiritual decisions about sex as you begin to grow and as your, what do they call that? I forgot the word. Adolescence started to sink in. You started making decisions in your life. And you weren't sure. We're never sure. In the beginning, being that young, that these are the right decisions, but we're running with it. Okay? I know I did. And I wasn't sure. And I remember as a child, I was running to find myself. Running to find God and what God could do for me. running to find who my friends were and how the best way for me to have a wonderful relationship with my mother. I wanted to know. I wanted to discover. And all this comes out upon our sexuality the day we start having a partner and calling ourselves an adult about it. Okay? An adult about it. The day that we first buy our first gun. Okay? We start making decisions back then about which route we will take. And we're vulnerable to many, 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 many voices. Okay? Is sin a real thing? On my side of the tracks, yes it is. It's a big deal. Everything from the words that come out of our mouths all the way to our sexuality, all the way to what things that we allow to influence us. See? Now, when we were a child, we were looking for those influences. Now that we're older, we're careful of what we allow to influence us. So I understand when an atheist says that, you know, just because millions of people believe in God, that doesn't mean that millions and millions more need to. I agree with you 100%, Mr. and Mrs. Atheist. I agree with you 100%. Just because millions of people, I'm the same way, just because millions of people are Catholic, millions and millions are Muslim, doesn't mean I have to be. Doesn't mean that I can't separate Catholicism from Christianity. I agree with you 100%. Doesn't mean that I have to call everything Christian any more than I have to call everything black. I don't call idiocy black. I don't call victimization politics black. Same reason. For that same reason, I don't call Catholicism black. I mean Christian. I don't call Catholicism the proper version of the term Christian. Okay? And there are millions of people that agree with me. Apart from the atheist community, there are millions of Christians in this world that when you relate the term Christian to Catholicism, or religion, period, any kind of religion, you go, oh, what? Huh? That's what's going on in the real world, folks. Huh? What? Well, hold on. Hold on. Millions of Christians with me. I swear to God. Well, I shouldn't be swearing about anybody, but I promise you in the name of Jesus. Millions of Christians with me are confused. Sin is a real thing. If sin wasn't a real thing, everybody in the whole entire world would be an atheist. Because everybody, even these shooters going around here shooting people, them going around killing people might be the only immoral thing they do. Does that make it right? You going around killing people, but wait, you're really a nice guy. When you get done drinking this drink, you're going to make sure it goes in the trash. Even if you got to walk 30 feet to get there, 50 feet to get there, 100 feet to get there, you're going to make sure this goes in the trash. I told you the story about when my daughter corrected me about this when she was just a teeny bopper. And I use it every time I get up to preach. I mention that to people. Because it was one of the hallmarks in my life as a Christian, raising my daughters. I used the argument, the little pathetic argument I had with my daughter. Because I looked on the ground at the train tracks. And it was a garbage dump. The train has to go through there, but everybody was throwing their garbage there. And wherever they threw it, the wind would blow it. When we would have a strong wind, it would blow it to the tracks. Okay? And my daughter says to me, Dad, isn't there enough trash there already? And I'm thinking, what's one more? And after me and her got done arguing about it, I went back and picked it up. I took it on the bus with me. And took it home with me. This is my youngest baby that said this to me. And I say that all the time. When I go out to preach to people, you know, when I'm offered to get up and preach, and I talk about sin, I talk about the little things that are sin. The big things are common sense. At least they're supposed to be. At least they're supposed to be. But sin is a real thing. Sin is a real thing. I believe that with all my heart. This is why I will talk like I talk. This is why I talk like I talk on my channel. Because sin is a real thing. And it is not my desire or my job to go out and act like everything that I don't do, you're wrong for other things you do. For everything I don't do. That's not my attitude. My attitude is, if it's okay for you to do it, why am I not doing it? That's my attitude. If it's okay for you to do it, why am I not doing it? Okay, so we get into the free thinking right now. Free thinking. Free thinkers. I was watching this guy run his mouth in this interview, and the crazy critic, another one of my critics that was with her, with him, that was interviewing him, she said the free, why I keep going three, it's free thinking community. So, the free thinking community, the mission statement is, even though you don't got it documented anywhere, that's your mission statement. Because nobody in the free thinking community, that's what she actually said. There's a free thinking community. I thought I was a free thinker. I thought I was a free thinker. I guess not. She said the free thinking community. Okay, so the free thinking community, obviously there is no God if you're a free thinker. So in order to be a free thinker, there cannot be a God if you're a free thinker. I thought I was a free thinker. I thought I was a free thinker when I decided that I didn't want to be Catholic. I thought I was a free thinker when I won my argument with a Muslim. I thought I was a free thinker when I chose to stand up against some of the nonsense that comes out of the, well, I wouldn't call it nonsense, but some of the, what's the word? I'll say the atheist's favorite word, fallacies that come out of the Pentecostal church as well as the Baptist church. That's not the word either, but I'll use it. And logical fallacies too. Because they're not found in Scripture. Okay? The question is, can you be a free thinker and believe in God?